Howdy, y'all. It's Reese, aka Bearman Prime, on this June 28th. Welcome back to my Read the Bible in a Year series. Thank you again for joining me. God bless you all. Card on the top right hand corner for the rest of the playlist. And please hit the like button, subscribe button, and notification bell. Really do appreciate it. Alright, so Jesus has been making waves during his earthly ministry. He's just starting things off. He is, healing people on the Sabbath. He's teaching people about himself and declaring himself to be the Son of God, Son of Man. He's called out the 12 now, and now we're going to jump back over to the book of Matthew, and we're going to get into the part of Matthew that is probably the most well-known portion of the book and one of the more well-known parts of Jesus' earthly ministry, and that is the Sermon on the Mount, the sermon that Jesus gives on the Mount of Olives near Jerusalem, where a lot of what he teaches and says comes from this section of the book, this Sermon on the Mount. So we're going to take things a little bit slowly today. We're going to go to Matthew chapter 5, go to verse 1 through 16 today. So the very first part of the sermon, okay? So let's go to Matthew 5, starting in verse 1. When Jesus saw the crowds of people there, he went up on a hill and sat down. His followers came and sat next to him. Then Jesus began teaching the people. He said, "Great blessings belong to those who know they are spiritually in need. God's kingdom belongs to them. Great blessings belong to those who are sad now. God will comfort them. Great blessings belong to those who are humble. They will be given the land God promised. Great blessings belong to those who want to do right more than anything else. God will fully satisfy them. Great blessings belong to those who show mercy to others. Mercy will be given to them. Great blessings belong to those whose thoughts are pure. They will be with God. Great blessings belong to those who work to bring peace. God will call them his sons and daughters. Great blessings belong to those who suffer persecution for doing what is right. God's kingdom belongs to them. People will insult you and hurt you. They will lie and say all kinds of evil things about you because you follow me. But when they do that, know that great blessings belong to you. Be happy about it. Be very glad because you have a great reward waiting for you in heaven. People did these same bad things to the prophets who lived before you." Verse 13. "You are the salt of the earth. But if the salt loses its taste, it cannot be made salty again. Salt is useless if it loses its salty taste. It will be thrown out where people will just walk on it. You are the light that shines for the world to see. You are like a city built on a hill that cannot be hidden. People don't hide a lamp under a bowl. They put it on a lampstand. Then the light shines for everyone in the house. In the same way, you should be a light for other people. Live so that they will see the good things you do and praise your Father in heaven." All right, so that's where we're going to stop here. So this first part of the Sermon on the Mount, the parts where he says great blessings belong to such and such, such and such, these are what are known as the Beatitudes. These are the kinds of attitudes and attributes that a follower of Jesus, a follower of Christ should have. So, great blessings belong to those who know they are spiritually in need, who know that they need God. We're sad now. It's hard not to be sad about this world when we see all the broken things that happen to it. Just turn on the news and there's something bad happening, and it's hard not to be sad about it. But God will comfort them. Being humble, okay? We don't want to be proud and things like that. Puff ourselves up. We should be, lifting up God, not ourselves. Wanting to do right more than anything else. Showing mercy to others, even if we don't want to. Whose thoughts are pure. And I know that's a hard one for a lot of people. It's hard for me sometimes too, okay? So, don't worry if you're not perfect. God knows that, so don't worry about that too much, right? Who work to bring peace. If your actions are the ones who bring peace and, you don't cause things to get worse, then you're on the right track there. And then finally, we see those who suffer persecution for doing what is right. And, that's something that can be hard for us to reconcile. We want to follow Jesus, but it can get really hard to do when the world hates Jesus and will hate you because you love Jesus. And unfortunately, that's something that we have to deal with in this life. But when we do, we are guaranteeing our reward in the next life, because this life is temporary. See, the life after this is eternal. And if we suffer now, we will have everything we could ever want and more later on. And then he declares, you are the salt of the earth, you are the light to others. He's basically telling them that, hey, you should continue doing these things. You should be, doing the good things in the name of the Father, in the name of the Son, as an example for others to see and to know who God really is, right? So anyway, that's all for today. We'll pick it up there tomorrow. Thank you again for joining me. I sure do appreciate it. I'll see y'all tomorrow.